The views and opinions expressed are those of Clea and Kirsten. A lot of the things we laugh about were incredibly hard to go through at the time. With support and appropriate intervention, we have gotten to the point where we can share and laugh about our experiences.
Hi, I'm Clea, and today I'm here with our guest hosts,
Logan
and
Amber.
Welcome to Casey Cafe. Hi! Today we're going to be talking about what school is like, what life is like before intervention and after intervention. So we're here with Logan. He is a student here at KC. And when did you finish?
2017?
2017. So what grade are you in now?
I'm in grade 9.
Grade 9. So we're going to be talking to him and his mom about how life was like before intervention and what it was like afterwards. So thank you guys both for being here. I appreciate
for having us.
Oh, very much. So Logan, you're in grade 9. I'm going to grab my question list because I've already forgotten my questions. So what do you like to do? What do you want people to know about Logan?
I like to fish.
Ooh, what kind of fishing?
Bass fishing.
Oh, is that the kind where you're like flicking or off a boat? Like, I don't know a lot about fishing. It can be both. Oh, okay. Do you do like competitions and stuff like that?
Sometimes, yes.
Neat. I never know if, like, for those competitions, do you eat what you catch or do you have to throw it back?
I don't even know.
Don't know.
Mostly fishing.
It's only fishing. It's only fishing. Well, we're in grade 9. Like, you're still like figuring out all the stuff that you kind of like to do. So what kind of like, when did you start at KC? I can't remember when you started at KC. So you finished in 2007, 2013. Okay. So it took about 3-4 years to finish the program?
It was 5.
5 years?
5,
okay.
Yeah.
And for your diagnosis, was he more on, or are you more on like the severe, moderate? Like, where do you kind of fall?
I don't know about that one. I thought severe. I don't think it's as bad. I think the memory was the hardest part. Because the memory was an issue, it lasted longer.
Yeah.
But, like, I think severe because he could not read at all in grade 3. Like, he couldn't remember anything and he was mixing things up. So.
Yeah, well, even those memory issues too, like, when you're kind of on the more severe end, that tends to mean that your short-term memory is bad. And we all get that, as I said. Like, I literally looked at these questions before we started talking, and then I had to pick up my phone again, because normally I have them on the screen, but I forgot to email them to myself. So, that kind of thing.
It was bad. I don't know that it was severe, but it was bad.
It was bad. Well, that is good to know. So, what was school like before intervention? Do you remember?
It was a struggle.
Yeah? What was some things that you struggled with?
Reading, spelling. Yeah. I still struggle with spelling.
Yeah. It is a tough one. Hey, trying to remember all those rules as you go, and practicing makes it better. But how did you feel like emotionally going to school? Like outside of
it made me angry.
Yeah.
Frustrated.
Yeah. What did that look like?
I didn't show it very much.
No.
Mhm.
Are you more like a kind of person like you're just gonna like keep it inside, keep it to yourself?
Yeah, until I get home.
Yeah. So what happened when you got home then?
It's actually funny because he says he never showed it, but I actually spent a lot of time at the school.
Oh, okay.
Because not because he was getting angry and acting out, but more because he didn't want to do the things like the work because he didn't know how and they weren't really supportive. So I was being called out regularly to come and fix the situation because sometimes he'd get angry because they wouldn't just give him time to take in everything that's on his plate and that he has to work with. So at home it was hard because homework was hard.
Yeah.
It was frustrating. It caused a lot of fights.
That makes sense though, right? Do you think you knew then that like something was wrong, or did you just feel like it was you? Like what was your thought process then?
I thought it was me.
That it was you? What kind of made you feel that way?
I wasn't able to read like the others.
Mm-hmm.
They were all way above the level I was.
Yeah. And when you are kind of like thinking back to that time, what kind of help did you get at school?
Not much.
Not much. And from your perspective, like what was kind of that, like what was the reason that they gave that he wasn't doing well?
There was no reason really. He originally started in French immersion, and I asked to switch to English, and they told me that that had nothing to do with it. I did it anyways. It was a hassle. Like, they did give me a hassle to switch over to English. Not really sure why, but they didn't really have reasons. I was told by the principal that dyslexia wasn't a thing. There was no backup to prove it.
Okay.
When I had suggested that that was my thought.
Oh gosh, even in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Holy moly.
So dyslexia was not a thing, and there's no backup to prove it.
Okay.
So basically, it was just attitude, right? Not wanting to learn.
Yeah. And we hear that so much.
Excuses.
Yeah. We hear that so much too. I think it's really, we're always talking about here on the podcast how hard it is to have a learning disability where one of the criteria is that you have to be very smart, right? So you always have that imbalance, and that imbalance is what gets you diagnosed, right? That you're so smart. Well, why aren't you doing this? And we hear try harder, try harder, try harder, try harder, try harder, try harder. Like, and it gets overwhelming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that would make me furious too. I would be angry all the time.
One of the best things about having him diagnosed is that I learned to have patience when it came to homework, because you are that parent that says, "What are you doing? You know, why are you not reading?" And you have a little more sympathy, and you understand now, and it definitely takes away all the fighting.
That is awesome.
Because now you're not frustrated why he's not getting it. Now you know why.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not his fault.
And a thing I was talking to another student about just the other day, was they were talking about one of the things we're known for as dyslexics is having really big visual memories. And it's really hard for people to understand that visual memory comes from like 10 repetitions, whereas like say a normal person would, oh, I've shown you this 3 times, you're good to go. You got to show us 10 times. It's going to be in there forever once it's in there, but it's going to take that extra time, and that too can make caregivers and parents and teachers frustrated, because we know how people know how good our memories can be. It's like, why isn't it working right now for this?
Especially for things they like.
Yeah.
Right? So fishing, there's not a thing he doesn't know. But he studies, he watches all the time, so he remembers.
Mm-hmm.
Homework is, put the dishes away. That's not really that interesting, so why remember it? Right?
Yeah.
And it's not his fault, that's just
not
just
how
something that interests him, so why should he remember? So you learn to have patience with that too. Even now that he's gone through tutoring, that part's still an issue. You just have to have patience with it.
So what I was asking was, do you find that after having your diagnosis that you were able to be patient with yourself and have like compassion for yourself, or did that take a long time? Are you still working on it?
Can I answer that question?
Yeah.
I think that high school is where the patience came in. The understanding that you can do it, and a little more confidence in himself.
Especially grade 7.
Definitely a difference in teachers and the atmosphere, so that may be the reason.
As well.
A little more encouragement in high school.
That's awesome.
Versus just completely saying you can't do it or you're just misbehaving.
Yeah. What kind of accommodations do you get at school?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, like, do they give you, like, a scribe? Does someone read your work for you? Do you get extra time on tests? Or are you just
I'm supposed to. I don't usually.
You don't usually? Oh, no.
Well, they're offered. He just doesn't take them.
Oh, do you find that you need them? Or you just are not, like...
No?
So is that different from kind of pre-intervention?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's pretty cool that you're able to keep up with work at the same pace. That's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find, like, are you doing that because you don't want people to know you have dyslexia, or are you doing it because you just don't need the time?
I'm doing it because I don't need the time.
That's pretty awesome. That is amazing. What is your favorite subject that you're taking right now?
I don't know.
Don't know? Just kind of, like, still feeling things out? What do you think you want to do when you're done high school? Like, what are your plans for afterwards?
University.
Yeah. What do you want to take?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that yet.
Haven't thought that far ahead? I know I'm asking all these, like, big questions. You're like, I just started high school! Like, let me feel some things out. Is it cool to think, like, did you think when you were younger that you would ever go to university?
No.
No?
No.
How about you? Like, did you think that was, like, in his future when he was struggling?
Thought it would be a struggle, but
Yeah.
last year when he made the honor roll, I knew that anything was possible. right?
Yeah.
That's huge. So anything is possible. I truly believe that he's just gonna have a fishing lodge, and that's the end of it. So
That's a dream, though, too,
That's his
right?
dream,
Like,
right?
that's
So-
like, some people are like, okay, I'm going to work really hard so I can have my fishing lodge at the end of my, and you're like, I'm going to do that for a job.
That's
I like
right.
that. I like that.
Charge for tours and guided fishing trips. I feel like that's probably his way he'll go.
That is so cool. Go to Ask for Business, start a fishing lodge.
There you go.
That's really cool. And how did that feel when you got onto the honor roll?
It was an accomplishment.
Yeah. Do they still have the thing where you go up on stage and you get your certificate and stuff?
Yeah, you go, like, there's all the kids that made the honor roll, and you just go up in front of them and you grab your thing.
Nice. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. That must have been so exciting. I'm just like
It made me
sitting there
nervous.
imagining- It made you nervous?
Yeah, being in front of all those people.
Oh my gosh. Were you like, yeah, when you got up there, or are you still kind of nervous?
No, I just walked up there, grabbed my thing,
And
and
got
walked
it.
down.
Look down.
Yeah.
Always look down, right? He doesn't look up, so you can't even get a good picture.
So it always looks like your like eyes are closed when
Yeah.
you take pictures. That's hilarious. All right, let's see what my next question is here. So let's talk about after intervention. So, well, I guess we're talking about it after a little bit more, but one thing that I hear from a lot of students is it's almost, with you going on the honor roll, is it hard to get used to the fact that you are smart and you are capable? Like,
No,
does
I
that
knew,
feel like
right.
pressure?
From then, like, I knew it was possible.
Yeah.
If I work hard, I can do it.
Yeah. So it hasn't been a hard adjustment to be
No.
like, oh my gosh, this is me. I can do this.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
How have you seen him change like after intervention?
I think confidence. The confidence in school is the big
Mhm.
one. I remember when he kept looking for his name on the honor roll, or he'd come home with his report card and do all the calculations to see if he was in that. And I actually, as a parent, felt nervous because I was like, oh, what if he doesn't get there? Like, I'm going to feel bad for him because he's so eager. And he did. And I don't want to say it was a shock or a surprise, but I was like, wow, like, you did it. You had a goal and you did it.
Like a
you know?
happy surprise.
So in elementary, that wasn't there. The
Yeah.
drive to get things done. Learning, reading to spell, that reading and learning to spell just wasn't it. So now that he does that in school, it's amazing. It's nice to watch. Yeah.
What do you think changed for you, like going from like, you know what, oh, I'm just gonna fail, why try, to I want to get on the honor roll? Like what was that like inside?
I don't know. I don't like failing.
You know, yeah.
And then, like, people, like, ask you your mark, and then you don't want to say your mark.
Yeah. So it was just like you're like, I can do this. I can get good marks too now, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
try. And
And now it's for credits.
oh, that's awesome.
Mm.
That is so cool. So do you think, are you shooting for honor roll like every year now? Is that your goal? Or every
I'm just
term?
trying to work through.
Just trying to work it.
Yeah.
I like that. I always like to think that, like, I know, I like how you said that you don't like to fail, because I don't think anybody,
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anybody out there that likes to fail. It's a horrible feeling, but it's so important to fail. I think we always forget that.
Mhm.
Like, if we don't fail, then we're not going to learn
Yeah.
anything, right? So
I think
that's
you're dead
awesome.
on with the marks, right? I never wanted to share my mark either, or flip my page, because then everybody around is wanting to know what your
Yeah.
mark was.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Like, that can be embarrassing, right?
Yeah, and it's such a strange environment too, where it's a lot of it is a little bit opinion based. Maybe that's my
Yeah.
opinion, though. It's my
Yeah.
opinion. But that is so awesome. Okay, let's see what else. What else? My next question here. Ooh, so what would you like to you're on the podcast. What would you like to tell someone else who has dyslexia, or thinks they have dyslexia, or is looking at KC, is looking at getting help somewhere else?
There's always help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else do you think?
Mm.
What would you do if someone's like, I don't know, should I start this? It's really hard. I don't know if I want to do this.
Takes a long time, but it's worth it.
Yeah. I like that. It takes a long time, but it's worth it. And how about for you, for like parents who are unsure if adding this extra stress for a few years, like,
Oh, it's definitely stress, both parent and child, and same thing.
yeah.
It takes a long time and you feel like it's never going to end, both
2 times a
emotionally
week.
and financially, but it was the best thing we ever did. So it
That's
is worth it,
awesome.
absolutely. Just confidence-wise in your child and watching them be happy.
Yeah.
Because they are at the same level as everybody else now. Actually, probably higher. To be honest, he's at a higher reading level than his peers. So
that is awesome.
I think that it's a struggle, but life is a struggle. You just need to
Yeah.
get through it, and the outcome is always positive. So I feel in my own life. So.
Is there anything else that you want anybody to know?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. Well then, thank you so much for being here, guys. That was
You're welcome.
awesome.
Thank you.
And we're going to include some links in the bottom for warning signs of dyslexia, where you can get help. For Friends of Dyslexia, who Amber is actually on the Friends of Dyslexia. I can't remember your position ever.
Vice president.
Vice President. So Amber's a Vice President of Friends of Dyslexia. So I will include the link to that in the show notes as well. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. And otherwise, have a great day. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.